Hello, everybody. My name is Ebony, and today I'm going to talk about protein synthesis. So, I made the objective today is to learn how protein synthesis contributes to making protein. So, what is protein synthesis? Well, looking at synthesis by itself, individual as a word, we learn that synthesis means to make, or it means to create, or it means to combine. So, when you look at protein, it basically means to make protein. Like, that's the definition of protein synthesis. It's a process in which cells make protein. So the question now is, well, what is protein? What does it do? So proteins are made of amino acids. And just to sum up what an amino acid is, it's just an organic compound used in your human body, and it breaks down your food. I was actually very fascinated when I learned that. So, when I think of protein, I think of chicken or eggs or dairy, just to name a few. But to actually just help people understand, protein is pretty essential. Like, you need it to function, you need it to live. Protein is important, and that just helps you understand how important protein synthesis is. So now that we understand what protein synthesis is as a definition, I guess what we don't know is how does it work? So to answer that question, RNA is a big factor in the process of protein synthesis. And RNA is a ribonucleic acid. It's found in all living things, and it plays an important role, important role in protein synthesis. So the process occurs in two steps, and that's transcription and that's translation. So, like I did earlier, I broke up protein synthesis, and what I like to do is to just use a prefix. So, when I think of this, I think of trans, and when I think of trans, I think of translate. So, translate English to Spanish, an example, or transportation, to take a train from Arkansas to Texas. So, when we put it into science, we actually learn that it's actually quite similar. So, transcription means to transfer genetic instructions in DNA to the mRNA, which is basically the messenger RNA. So, DNA to RNA. So, it's basically kind of like a text message. That's what helped me understand what it meant. So, the mRNA, the messenger RNA, leaves the nucleus and it goes into the cytoplasm, and then it attaches to a ribosome, which is RNA, and ribosomes make protein. So basically, the mRNA sent the text message and was like, look, we're getting low on protein, we need some more. And this is where the second step, translation, comes into play. tRNA, and the T is for transfer, carries the amino acids, which we discussed earlier. They're the building blocks for protein. So in other words, they're like the Krabby Patty formula to making protein. So after receiving that text message or that message, the tRNA transfers those amino acids to produce protein. So returning to the objective, we learned that protein synthesis means to make proteins. We learned that protein is very, very essential in your body. You need it to function, you need it to live. It is very important. We learned that RNA is a huge factor in the role of protein synthesis, and that it occurs in two steps. That is transcription and that is translation. Transcription is the first step, and it is sending the message that you need more protein. And translation is transferring amino acids so that you can receive that protein, or to begin the process of making that protein. Photosynthesis kind of helps you realize how amazing the human body is, how it communicates to help your body function, to help you live each day, to help you perform your everyday task. And I just appreciate you guys for listening to me discuss it. And I hope you have an amazing day. And thank you very much.